Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jesse, the couch movie critic, and once again, you can see I'm back in the kitchen. And today we're going to be doing a review, and it is going to be a spoiler-free review of Avengers: Infinity War. Now, this is the biggest box office opening weekend of all time for a film. This is the culmination of 10 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and I use that phrase lightly because this is not the end of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's the end of the first chapter or book, if you want to call it. I think that's what the Russos or Kevin Feige called it, a book. It's the end of a first book. Opening up will be another book here shortly. I'm not going to go into any details about the actual plot of the film. I am not going to go into spoiling anything for anybody. I'm with the Russos. I am with Thanos. We demand your silence. Don't spoil it for others, guys, who haven't gotten a chance to see it. Not everybody's as lucky to be able to see it opening weekend. So let's talk a little bit about the film. Let's start first things first. I'm going to talk about production value. As always, this is a Marvel film. Production value is amazing. Special effects are top notch. Acting is amazing in this film. This movie is go from beginning to end, but it is one of those times where in the Marvel Cinematic Universe you see the full gamut of emotions, from laughter to sadness to anger to vengeance to everything. The cast is stellar. I mean, you've got the cast of pretty much every Marvel film except for a handful of characters, and there's even cameos of some characters that you will not expect in the film, but it is a huge cast, and it's a great blending of the cast. You know, the members of the Avengers, the Captain Americas, the Black Panther films, the Guardians of the Galaxy films. I mean, it is an amazing cast. Special effects are bar none. As always, Tony's new armor is a cut above the grade. Everything is just amazing from top to bottom. As I mentioned earlier, talking about pacing, this movie is 2.5 hours long. I think it's like 2 hours, 29 minutes and some change. And I will tell you right now, it doesn't feel like it. The movie, from the moment it opens to the moment it closes, it's go, 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 go. And it's not go, go, go in a bad way. Sometimes these super fast-paced films don't have any heart to them, don't have any story. This film does. There will be moments where you laugh. There will be moments where you cry. It is just so well paced that when it's all said and done, you don't physically feel like you've been there for 2.5 hours. It's not one of those movies where you get to some point in it and you're like, dear God, when is this over? Like the last Transformers film. That doesn't happen with this film. Let's talk about one of the couple things that are some common misconceptions and some actually very cool things. The biggest thing that some people were concerned about, that this is almost like it's the end of the MCU. Like I said, it's not. This is not the end. It's going to keep going. This is just the end of book one. It really ties together a ton of loose ends, shows you some things that you weren't expecting, and it's quite amazing. Now, for those of you that are fans of the series and then have small children, I will warn you, this movie is brutal emotionally, and it may be something that you may want to seriously question, bringing some of the smaller kids along. We took Bells with us, she just turned 7, our 7-year-old with us, and there were a couple moments that we had to shield her eyes, and there's a couple things that we didn't think about that would affect her. I mean, those of you that know me personally or watch my videos, you know that I'm huge into comics, pop culture, all of that. But most people don't know how far back this goes for me. I'm not your standard fanboy who picked it up, at 10 or 11 years old. When I was little, I had a hard time learning to read, actually. And my dad was a teacher, my mom was an artist, and my dad gave me the school books to learn from, and my mom bought me comics. And I'm talking like 5 or 6 years old. And those characters were my first heroes, my first books I picked up. I mean, when it was all said and done, I wound up advanced placement because of my skill reading set within less than a year. But those characters have been with me my entire life. I'm 37 years old. I've been reading comics for 32 years. These characters are more to me. It's tough. This film is very, very tough to watch. See, when I was growing up, the idea of being able to see your heroes on a big screen, that was something you never thought of. Comics were for nerds. And we had the occasional film. Then in 99, the scenescape started to change with films like Blade, X-Men, Spider-Man. And then 2008 gave us the birth of the MCU and something much, much larger. And this film is tough. It may be tough for small children. And for the real diehard fans of not just comics, but the MCU, this will be a very, very difficult movie to watch. It's quite the battle to watch. It's definitely something I recommend you to go see. For those of you that have for years said that Marvel didn't have a fleshed out villain or a villain that you can side with up until we got Eric Killmonger, it really looks like Marvel's stepping up their game. I will tell you again, spoiler free, you can understand a bit of what Thanos is doing and why he does it in some of the expositions and some of the things in the film. It's not right by any means what he's trying to do, but simultaneously his rationale is valid in a twisted way, so it makes it difficult. There's definitely a lot in this film. Emotion, as I said, I got emotional here in the video. But ultimately, if you are a fan, you owe yourself to see this film one way or the other. It's definitely... it's tough to say that this is the best Marvel film because of how emotional the roller coaster ride of the film is. I will tell you by far it is probably the best film, but it is also the hardest one to watch as a diehard fan. It's tough. It's a very tough movie to watch, but it is a great film. Pacing's amazing. Special effects are amazing. The next year wait for the next Avengers film is going to be a tough one. Thank God they filmed them back to back, so we won't have to wait too long. But as I said, if you're a fan of the MCU, if you're a fan of comics, of anything Marvel related, and if you've enjoyed any single one of the Marvel films, you will absolutely enjoy this film. Bring a tissue. It's going to be tough. I will tell you, there are going to be some moments that are heartbreaking. There will be some moments where you die laughing, and definitely go out and see it. As I said earlier, I do stand by my recommendation. If you have little ones, it may be a tougher film for them because of some of the events in the film. So that's something to keep in mind. If your kids are, a little bit emotional, or they get a little scared, like Bellows does when violent things happen, it might be something to pause on and wait until they're a little bit older. But otherwise, it's a great film. Definitely get out there and watch it. Again, Avengers Infinity War. It came out on Friday. 10 years in the making of the MCU. This is the end of a book, but a new one's opening up here. We're going to have what is it next? We have the Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then I believe we have another Spider-Man film coming, and then we have Avengers Infinity War. So it's going to be real interesting to see what happens next and where everything goes. As always, guys, if you enjoy the videos, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you have any feedback, please feel free to message me. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great night.